The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
There was a Rav in Eretz Yisrael, a famous Rav, who was in Netanya, and he gave a shir that he gives every week there, and in his jacket pocket was an envelope, white envelope, that had in it 9,720 shekels. That was the amount of money he had saved up, and it was intended to pay up the schar halimud in the yeshiva that my son learned, that his Rab's son learned. But on the envelope it didn't say any name and no siman. Who was it going for? Who was it coming from? I finished the shir. I got on the bus, the number 613, from Netanya back to Bnei Brak. Very hot day, and for some reason the air conditioner in the bus was not working. We all felt that we were cooking in this bus. So I took off my jacket and I took off my hat and I put him on the shelf on top in the bus. I didn't pay attention that the envelope fell out of my jacket and it fell nearby on that high shelf that was containing my hat and my jacket. When we got to Bnei Brak, I pulled the jacket off like it's custom, and the hat on the shelf, left the bus, and I was unaware that that envelope with the large amount of money was left behind on the shelf in the bus. I came to Bnei Brak, got to Rechoiv Chavakuk. I felt in my pocket, and I could not find the envelope. I became very verlachatzed, great pressure. I had saved that money up for months. How am I going to get along without it? I cried out to Hashem. I pleaded with Hashem that He should give me back my choshev aveda. And while I was mamish davening in the street, the phone rang. It was one of my talmidos, and she said, Kvod Rav, I must talk to you right now, mamish an emergency. But I need that you should give me time. It's going to take a minimum of a half hour. You understand? Guy, when he's such a lachatz, how does he have a half hour's time to go talk to anybody now? My head was swimming because of the lachatz, no worry about my money. Where's my envelope? How am I going to pay what I have to pay? I wanted to tell her that this is not the right time. I don't have any time right now to focus and concentrate. But at that second, I remembered a chiddush that I heard from Rabbi Elia Lopyan regarding nigei batim, plagues in the houses. He said when HaKadosh Baruch Hu sends the moment of test, it's because He wants to give a matana gedola. And when the guy has a neg on his house, he breaks his house. And he says breaking a house symbolizes breaking a guy's rotzen. And Yidei Zeh, he breaks his rotzen, he's zoicha to big oitzros. No, if you break down the walls that have negoyim in them, you'll find inside great things. No, fine, I said to the girl, I'm going to listen to you. And with great effort, I tried to listen to what you had to say even though the money kept on coming up in my eyes. A half hour she told me about the milas and chesronos of a certain bacher that they suggested to her, and she was weighed this, weighed that, and she told me what she needs to know what to do, how to proceed. I listened well, and at the end of the conversation I told her that I'm going to call a couple of rabbanim to find out about this bacher, to see about him. Despite of what was going on in my head, I decided immediately I'm going to make some phone calls to take care of this subject. And I said to her, I called her back and I said, the truth of the matter is, I don't think this is a pasuk shidduch, the right shidduch. I'm very sorry. So the girl said, you're very, very sorry? Why are you very sorry? I'm very happy that I found out at this point in time that it's not a shidduch, I'm going to thank Hashem from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to daven, Hashem should send me the right shidduch. If so, the Rav turned to the girl and said, I want to ask you a teifa. The Emma says I'm in a very bad spot right now. When we were talking, I needed tremendous keiches hanefesh to listen to you. Because I just lost 9,720 shekels that I saved to pay for the yeshiva of my son. Please, daven for me right now that Hashem should save me and return me my aveda. That's how the conversation ended. But it's not how the story ended. That girl was supposed to sleep that night in Bnei Brak. But her parents called her and they said, please come home and don't sleep in Bnei Brak. Come to sleep in Netanya, in her house. So she got on the 613. She put her purse, on the shelf on top. And when she was ready to get off the bus, she put her hand up on the shelf and she grabbed her purse, and suddenly she felt a white envelope over there that was next to her purse. No, it was a fat envelope, and she could tell it was loaded with different kind of bills. And the words of the Rav were still ringing in her ears that he lost this 9,720 shekels. So she opened up the envelope, counted it out, and it was exactly 9,720 shekels. Immediately she called the Rav, and she told him the great good news. Now, try to imagine. If I would have told her, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you now. I'm under such lachats. This is not the proper time. I couldn't listen to her right now. I wasn't shaykh to listen to her. She would have never got the eitzah that I would have given her. I wouldn't have been zeichet to get my envelope back, because she would have no das to know it's mine. Only because I was under this lachatz and I told her the story. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was saying to me, you withstood the Nisayan and you broke your rotzen, I'm going to break the derech hateva and I'm going to give you back your aveda. Wow. How many avedas did we let go, Ezzy? How many avedas did we lose? Now you're going to Eretz Yisrael. Don't ever lose avedas. Break your rotzen over there. Whatever you started over here, finish over there. Whatever you didn't finish over here, finish breaking over there. And the mitzvah Hashem, it will be nizgalet to you. Allah oitzris, hatmunos. In your life, it'll come to the forefront.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org